Welcome guys to this week's LPT Live. This week what we're going to be talking about is how to stop caring what other people think of you. Now, I think this is quite an important topic, and hopefully I can share some good insights on this, because this is something that holds a lot of people back. Even if you know it, or sometimes subconsciously we don't do things because we're worried about what people might think of us, especially if it's something that's a bit new, a bit different, and outside of what people might expect us to be doing. This can hold us back, and a lot of this comes from society's conditioning of us, expectations of what we're supposed to be doing, when we're supposed to be doing things, and maybe expectations of others around us, our influences, like our family, for example. Our family expect us to do a degree and become a doctor, or all these sorts of things that we have. And one thing that I want to say on this is that one of my mentors, Peter, he calls this GOOP, and this stands for the good opinion of other people. And this is a very good way of putting it, because a lot of the time, these influences around us, they can be very well intentioned. They could be, the person who's given these opinions. They might have good intentions. They might, from their level of understanding, they might think, oh, this is the right thing to do. And we have to understand this, that everyone is dealing with life from their own place, they're projecting from their own level of awareness, effectively, based on their previous experiences and influences, etc. So we are only the right people to really know what's going on with us. Even if someone knows us quite well, there's always different factors that are going on that determine what's going to be right for us. So this brings me on to other people, and let's get some awarenesses on this, because caring what other people think, it does hold us back. It keeps us from being our potential, from doing the things that we want to do. When we tune into ourselves and we know what we want to do, worrying too much about what other people think is going to hold us back. It's not going to serve us. It's not going to serve them as well. We're not being truly authentic to who we want to be, who we want to become. So, understanding this, we have to look at it this way. What other people are thinking is none of our business, quite frankly. It's down to them. It's down to what's going on in their mind. That's down to them and their, what's brought them to come up with their opinion on a certain situation or on you. But they're not going to be a better place to know what's best for you than you are. So we have to, it's a bit like I was saying previously about having this level of self-sovereignty, this, understanding ourselves and doing what is right for us. But we can't change what other people are thinking. So, there's not really much point worrying about this. You're always going to have people in life who like you and dislike you. Whatever you're doing, especially, this is very apparent with people who are in the public eye. There's always people who have different opinions on people. So you might as well just do what is authentically right for you, and tuning into what's right for you, and just doing that. But we have to understand that everyone is projecting from their level of awareness with life. That's how they deal with life, based on their past experiences, the things they've gone through, the influences in their life that bring them up to the point of where their understanding on life will be their opinion. But it doesn't. It's going to be from that place where. I just thought I had a bit of a tech issue there. No, it's okay. Yeah, so people are projecting from their level of awareness. So we just have to understand that. And that allows us to be a bit more empowered in ourselves and just understand, well, okay, they might have a good opinion on us, but we have to understand that that's just based from their past experience on this. So when we're looking at other people and what they're actually thinking, then it's what we have to really understand about this is that many people are going out there and they're they're worrying too much about what other people are thinking. But in reality, what people are thinking, other people are also thinking the same thing. They're all going around thinking, I'm worried about what other people are thinking about me. So, when we understand this awareness and the fact that, people aren't worried about you, that a lot of the time, they don't care enough to even give an opinion. So, a lot of the time, this comes from our previous conditioning and our inner self-talk, our negative self-talk. And we're making up this stuff. It's just the ego, trying to keep us comfortable, and basically just sort of assuming that other people are worried about what we're doing, what we're our actions, etc. But really, they're not. They're worried about their own stuff. Everyone's got stuff going on. People are more concerned with themselves than even worrying to give an opinion on something you might be worried about doing. So, we have to understand that everyone else is dealing with the same sort of levels of fears and insecurities out there. So, bringing us back to this awareness helps us sort of move forward and understand that we're all sort of saying we're all dealing with a lot of the same stuff. But even if someone is being judgmental on you, it's really a sign of an insecurity, because a lot of the time people will judge on things that really it's just showing an underlying fear of their own, and they're projecting just from that level. So having that level of understanding helps us not to take things personally, and it also helps us to be a bit more compassionate that, okay, that person is being judgmental, but that's actually more of an underlying thing going on with them rather than something to do with us. So that gives us a level of understanding on that, and helps us move forward and not worry too much what other people think. But this brings me on to being you. It always comes down to this fundamental fact of we're on this journey to become our best self, to master ourself, and only we can only really be grow into our authentic self if we're doing the things that resonate with us and being authentic on all levels. And that might mean taking action, that might mean doing things that are right for us. Other people might not approve, but that's fine, because we're being truly authentic with us, and that's fine. That's what we're here to do. Because, like I said, people will like you, people will dislike you, whatever you do in life. So you might as well be authentic to you. You might as well do the things that you want to do, and this is on our journey of personal growth, that we're here to grow into our best version of ourselves. And this means moving outside our comfort zone, doing things, taking action, doing things where we might cross paths with other people who might have different opinion on the things that we're doing. But that's fine. We can't go around pleasing everyone. It doesn't serve us. It serves us more to be our authentic self. And people resonate with that. It's very, very a likable trait when someone's very authentic. You have this sort of this natural. You're naturally attracted and drawn to these people who are naturally authentic, because that they know themselves and that's who they are. What you see is almost what you get. So it's having this level of inner power where you're not seeking this external approval and validation, but you're just trying to grow a little bit at a time into a more authentic you. And that's why we're here. So I want to talk about influences, because influences is I talk about this before when I've spoken about your circle of influence, the people around you, and I did another live stream on this called Upgrading Your Peer Group, about spending time with people who are actively growing. This is going to be a powerful thing, because the influences around us have such an effect on where we go and what we do in life, the conversations we're having, our reference point for what other people are doing in life, and our level of belief in what is possible. If someone is doing something that is, previously you might have thought that is outside of your level of belief, it helps you expand your awareness, helps you expand your belief on what is possible and what might be possible for you, and help you sort of push past those limitations that we have. So understanding that the influences, people who are spending time with people who are cultivating more of an authentic level, who are maybe stepping outside their comfort zone, who are understanding the things that I'm talking about here, is going to be beneficial, because it's going to have a big influence on you on what is possible, and how you can actually move into your full potential. So like I said before, that a lot of people are, with Goop, a lot of people have good intentions. They might have good intentions, they, or sharing their opinion, but they can only come from their level of awareness with life. So we have to try to tune into ourselves. And the more we do our personal growth, the more we quieten the mind and tune into our intuition, which is like our inner guidance. It always serves us. It's always accurate in what we need to do. The more we do our personal growth, the clearer that is. The clearer it is to make decisions and move forward on our journey, on our journey of growth, or whatever it is that we're looking to. The direction we're looking to go in, our purpose, etc. So it's tuning into that intuition is going to be a good thing to do. And when we're doing that, when we're coming from this place, then it helps us to not care so much what other people think. Because if we understand our mission, if we understand our purpose, our direction in life, then we know why we're doing things. We're clear on ourselves, our values, what we're doing, our where we're going in life, and the things that we're doing, the actions we're taking that might put us in situations where people might have a difference of opinion or might be judging us. It's if we're clear on ourselves, then we can always come back to that fact of, if someone disagrees or they have a difference of opinion, then we know we're more secure in ourselves. We're coming from a more authentic and empowered place of, I'm doing this because this is my truth, and I'm sharing my truth. I'm being authentic to myself. I'm expressing myself in an authentic way. And that's what we need more of, quite frankly. We need more people who are on that journey and becoming their true self. And, this is what we want to do as individuals. If everyone did this, then we would live in a lot happier place, because people would be authentic to who they are. But this brings me on to reducing the negative self-talk that we might have in our minds, because a lot of the time this brings me back to understanding this awareness of our inner world, our self-talk, because a lot of the time we might have this thought that, oh, I'm worried about what that person thinks, but we have to sort of try to have a bit of a detached view of our mind, be a bit more observational, and try to have a bit more self-analysis of, where's that come from? Why am I thinking that? And, see if it actually serves you or not. You don't have to engage with all the things that happen in your mind. Have a bit of detached observational sort of look at your mind and the thoughts, a lot of the habitual automated thoughts that come in. There's a lot of repetition going on. Some of these thoughts might pop up, and you can look at them and see if it's something that serves you. And a lot of the time it's just the ego. It's just trying to keep us safe. It's trying to keep us protected. But this brings me on to something that I did when I was a few years ago. Me and a friend of mine, we did these exercises. They're called social freedom exercises, and this is something that you can do if you're feeling a little bit extreme. And this is a way to really reduce the ego. It's these social freedom exercises is basically stepping outside the comfort zone, but in an extreme way. So, for example, if you're some of the things that we used to go around central London, and we used to just put ourselves purposely in an awkward situation where people will judge you. And in doing this is actually quite liberating, because say, for example, I would go into, I don't know, Covent Garden or wherever we were, and I'll just start doing some push-ups in the middle of like hundreds of people, and then people would just be looking at you like you're crazy, or you go up to someone and say something where they might think, again, that you're a bit crazy, but often it's quite funny because you'd smile at them. They know that you're just playing around. But the thing with doing these sort of crazy exercises is that there was a couple of insights that I got from this, and I did this many times, lots of different things. And one of the things that I realized, especially in a city, especially in somewhere like London, most people just don't even care. You think that everyone is going to look at you, everyone is going to do something, point, judge, say something, comment. Most people don't care. They really don't. Everyone, like I said, everyone is dealing with their own stuff. They're more interested in what they're doing. They're like, oh, okay, that person's doing push-ups in the middle of the street, but I've got to catch that bus, I've got to catch that train, I've got a meeting. You know, they really don't care. And the people that do, you know, even if someone does, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, because a lot of the time what we actually found is it made people laugh. There's everyone going around there being a bit robotic, doing the same things, worried about what everyone's thinking, you know, and there's us like having a laugh, doing some crazy stuff, and it actually made some people's day. We actually said that, some people actually said that to us. So, you know, but you have this feeling afterwards of realizing that you can put yourself in very sort of awkward, socially awkward situations and come out of it the other side. And actually you realize that nothing bad happened. Like, you know, it's when you're in those situations, it feels really awkward. And everything is screaming inside of you to stop doing it. But you come out of it and you actually feel quite empowered and quite liberated, because you realize that nothing happened. And a lot of the time, a lot of our worrying about what people are thinking is fictitious. It's literally made up. It's just us making up things in our mind about what might or might not happen. And, you know, nothing. People don't react badly. People don't really, you know, they don't really care. So, I mean, even if you're not ready for that sort of crazy thing, this brings me on to the fact that in order to stop caring, one of the other things that we can do to stop caring what people think is, on our journey of personal growth, like I've mentioned before, is just stepping outside of our comfort zone. And it might not be doing some sort of crazy social freedom exercises, but it might be, again, this comes back to knowing ourselves and knowing our mission, and then we know our actions that we need to take. And if it's something that is maybe stepping outside of our comfort zone, but we know it's the right thing to do, then it makes it a bit easier. And a lot of the time, when we do that, we feel so much better afterwards. We realize that a lot of the time, the things that we're so worried about doing, about, you know, a lot of the time, again, like public speaking, it's not, you know, speaking in front of lots of people. It's the judgments and what people are thinking. That's the thing that people are actually scared of. So, you know, by just stepping outside of our comfort zone, it might just be something very small, like speaking to your boss at work, or speaking to your partner about something, or doing different things that are, it might not be, you know, something really crazy, but it's just expanding your comfort zone a little bit at a time. And if it's in tune with you, if it's in tune with your authentic self, then it's the right thing to do. You know, always come back to your intuition and understanding yourself and moving forward from that place. So it really brings me on to this. We're here to live authentically. We're here to become our best self. We're here to, you know, grow into our full potential. And it's just taking these full steps, knowing and understanding ourselves, and then just moving in that direction. And this in itself, it attracts the right people into our life. You know, when we are coming from the place of our true self, you will resonate with people who are similar to you. You know, you've probably experienced this. You know, when, you know, someone has the same interest, or you know, there's similarities in personality traits. It's the same sort of thing, but taking that to the next step and being authentically you as much as you can. Potentially 100% of the time, which is very difficult, because, you know, the way that we're sort of we're programmed, and the way that we're brought up, and the way people are, we're social creatures, and we like to conform, and we like people to like us. You know, it comes back from this sort of being in a pack, being in a you know, from the past, you know, conforming and fitting in. But, you know, we have to understand that if we're being truly us, then because a lot of that past conditioning, a lot of the, you know, the egoic side of the mind that's trying to keep us safe, it doesn't really serve us. It's not really relevant in today's society. So the more people who are expressing themselves in that way, then you will attract the you know, other people who are similar, other people who might be on that same sort of journey, who are growth centric, etc. So this brings me on to